Unit 6, Lesson A.
What you need to know. Andy and his friend Danny are two silly boys with lots of fantasy. Sooty is Andy's dog.
We have to stop him! Danny and I are running after Sooty. He's just eaten the model flying saucer that we made for our alien project. It's just rubbish now. Only a few pieces of paper. It took us the whole weekend to make that thing. We made it out of paper, egg cartons and toilet rolls. It was painted green. We made a cockpit out of an egg carton, and there were little aliens sitting in the cockpit. Well, they weren't really aliens. They were two of Danny's toy soldiers, but we melted their heads to make them look like aliens. It wasn't easy. We melted over 20 soldiers before we got two that looked exactly right. The flying saucer looked great too, just like the real thing. And then Sooty had it. I'm going to kill him if I find him. Miss Livingston's going to be cross with us, I say. Oh no, says Danny. We're going to have to make it all over again. We can make another flying saucer, I say, but we can't make any more aliens. We don't have any more soldiers, remember? You melted them all. I melted them all, says Danny. You were the one who had the blowtorch up too high. Yeah, well, whatever, I say. The fact is that we don't have our flying saucer. We'll just tell Miss Livingston that Sooty ate it, Danny says. What? I say. Tell her the dog ate it? Yeah, says Danny. Why not? Are you kidding? I say. But it's true, says Danny. Danny, I say. You know that, and I know that, but to Miss Livingston it will just sound like the most stupid excuse in the world. Everybody uses that one. It's Tuesday night, a very important night. And not because it's Valentine's Day. It's rubbish bin night. And what's so important about rubbish bin night? Well, my mum and dad say the health of our neighbourhood depends on me remembering to put the rubbish bin out. Because if I forget to put the bin out, the garbage men can't empty the bin. And if the garbage men can't empty the bin, then we can't put any more rubbish into it. And if we can't get any more rubbish into the bin, then the rubbish will fall onto the ground. And if there's rubbish on the ground, then the rats will come. And if the rats come, people will get sick and everyone will die. And that's why rubbish bin night is the most important night of the week. The neighbourhood is in my hands. Every man, woman and child is counting on me to remember to put the bin out. I never forget. I go downstairs to the kitchen. I pass Dad in the lounge room. Have you remembered what night this is? He says. Yes, Dad, I say. Have you put the bin out yet? Not yet, I say. Well, don't forget, he says. I don't want rubbish falling out all over the ground. It will bring rats and I know, Dad, I say. If the rats come, people will get sick and everyone will die. You think it's all a bit of a joke, don't you? He says, leaning forward in his chair and pointing his finger at me. Well, we'll see how much of a joke it is when you're up to your ankles in rubbish and rats, funny boy. OK, Dad, I say. I get the picture. I'm going to put the bin out, all right? Now, he says. In a minute, I say. Don't forget, he says. I won't, I say. I promise.